I'm happy
So
to show you the way, young Padawan.
that's what it would be, you know?
Everyone has to get shown. I had to be shown. I didn't know.
I'm just one of them difficult, like, Anakin type Padawans, okay? I'm not
Oh,
like
I
the
don't doubt
typical.
that. I don't
Yeah,
doubt that for a
exactly. Okay, cool. As long as you're ready to be some Obi-Wan, then you should be alright. Uh, no,
Oh,
I just, you know.
are we live right now? Because I see it on YouTube.
Good, maybe they got some banter.
We're live talking about some golf right now. What's up, everybody? We're gonna be live here in just a second. This is good morning. Happy Sunday. Sunday means one thing. It is NFL game day. I'm Tim. I am joined by my co-host. What do you call this? But it is an absolutely gorgeous jersey. As you know, Justin Herbert, number 10 of the Chargers, who is going to take it to the Broncos today. Not hype, all real. And you, once again, sporting the Chiefs jersey. And tell us why you are in the Chiefs jersey today. What is the deal?
Well, it wasn't planned. We kept it divisional, but hey, it wasn't planned. And secondly, man, I'm going until they get a win, which is this
Oh,
week. So
oh,
we won't have to
are
see
you
it
sure about
next
that?
week. Okay?
You sure
Yeah,
about
I
that?
guess we're gonna talk about it. I guess we're gonna talk about
We're
it.
gonna talk.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about that. Let's get into it. We've got a lot to talk about today, man. We've got some injuries. We've got 5 backup quarterbacks starting today, so we are already on a roll as we were a year ago, where I think it was like 89 quarterbacks played throughout the season. Uh, we're gonna go through a few key matchups today, talk about those, break them down a little bit. Got some questions, hot topics that we'll talk about. And then we'll go through all the slated games, give you our picks, and Lo will give you his fantasy picks. And I might have a sleeper or two to share along the way. So let's get into it. First, Thursday night, we saw a little bit of a thriller. Tua looked like he was back there for a minute. Josh Allen, good game. I mean, couple touchdowns. He fumbled. He didn't lose the fumble, but there was a fumble. But he had a decent game for him. You know, pretty mundane. What do you think about this short week, division games? Make it harder? Yes or no?
It depends on the type of team you got, man. Depends on the type of team you got. You know, some people look forward to it. Let's get it out the way, or who you're playing. But in my opinion, extra days are always better to prep, man. They're always going to be better to prep. Extra
Yeah,
days
and
are always better.
I mean, when you're in a division, you kind of know each other a little bit. So, and you're kind of playing base. But at the end of the day, Tua makes a big mistake. They end up losing the game at the end, but Josh Allen does what Josh Allen does. They do get the late touchdown. Do the Dolphins? I think it was a late touchdown to kind of make it look closer. But all in all, I think the Bills have proven once again they are the class of the division. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the game right now, in my opinion. I know there's some pushback on that. I have a whole text stream telling me that Lamar Jackson is better than Josh Allen, and this is what kills me about that stream. It always says, and it's not close. I don't know how you can say the statement, it's not close. I submit to you that one, Josh Allen can do everything that one Lamar Jackson can do. It might not look as pretty to the eye or aesthetically beautiful the way Lamar Jackson moves like a dancer throughout the secondary, but Josh Allen will run you over. He'll run over you, he'll jump over you, and then he'll take off and run away from everybody. He's just special. He makes throws that nobody else can make at least once a game. He'll do something and you go, whoa, only
Yeah,
Josh Allen can do that.
it should be exactly opposite of no comparison. It's the comparison. It's how do you like your steak, you know? Do you like it medium rare with nice little
There you
trim?
go.
Or do
Yeah,
you like it, Josh Allen, I'm sure it's well done. I'm in your face. Here you go. Might need sauce, all types of stuff on
like
it. But
that.
hey, they're both
They're
an
both great
18 ounce.
players.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, yeah, they're both
uh,
elite. I mean, they are
yeah.
both elite, no question. That's why it loses me when you say not close. I think at that point, it's what's your
Personally,
preference? What's
yeah,
your preference?
personally, what's your preference since we're on it? I know you're a Josh Allen. I think I'm a Lamar Jackson, but I definitely don't shy away from, you know, Josh Allen as well. So it's just I don't know. Depends what you want to see, how you want to see
The
it done.
thing the thing about it is, Josh Allen has had better performances in bigger games, and Josh Allen doesn't have Derrick Henry running behind him. So to me, that's the equalizer that separates the two of them. Better playoff performances, better key moments. If you look back and you think, what are some key moments for both players? I think there's more for Josh Allen. And again, he doesn't have Derrick Henry, although James Cook is starting to cook. He's playing really good.
He's
Isn't he
cooking
playing
for
good?
sure.
Yeah,
He's
that
cooking.
was fun. That was
I was
fun.
curious when they released, all these receivers and you sign pretty much your number one receiver as a slot, like that's your guy.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
clearly using your running back and you're relying on your quarterback to make whoever else work. So
Well, I like what we're seeing, and we're not seeing dumb turnovers, right? We saw a couple weird flips from Josh Allen the other night, but they were safe plays. One was a touchdown, one was dropped. A really good defensive play, actually knocked the ball out of the hands of the back. When he kind of flipped it up a little bit. But wow, yeah, he's not turning the ball over. I think that's the biggest difference that we're seeing in Josh Allen. So let's get to these injury updates because we got a bunch of them. There's 5 starting quarterbacks out, so 5 backups. Can you name all 5, Lauren?
let's go. Let's go. Marcus Mariota,
Yes, sir.
Mac Jones,
Yes, sir.
uh uh Carson Wentz.
Yes, sir. You're almost
Okay,
there.
okay, here we go. Oh no.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Jet. Mr.
Yep,
Browning.
there we
So,
go.
folks,
There we go.
those are your 5 backup quarterbacks today. The interesting thing is 2 of them are actually playing each other here in the early slate when you've got the Vikings hosting the Bengals. Interesting storyline here. Carson Wentz is from Minnesota. Carson
Mm,
Wentz grew up going to Minnesota Viking games. Carson Wentz used to wave the towel. He's a very proud Vikings fan. And he said this is going to be a special day for him, right? He gets to come out, play. Coach O'Donnell, salivating over Carson Wentz in an interview I saw earlier this morning. Um, Here's my concern. Carson, as a JJ fan, Carson Wentz comes out and he balls out like he did in his early Philly days, right? We see early Philly Carson Wentz because he's in Minnesota. He's at home. I bet he's got family and friends throughout the stands. Is this a situation where we could panic as an organization in Minnesota and make a change if Carson balls out with 3 offensive starting offensive linemen out today against the Bengals?
I I I I think it depends on what this injury is. Okay, let me start there. It depends on what this injury is. It goes back to
How serious
how
is it
how
real?
serious is it
I
real?
think
How
I think
serious
it
is
is.
it?
Uh-huh.
If Carson Wentz plays well, like I'm talking well, he would have to, We're talking 70% completion rate. Like he would have to play really well, given the fact that we know what's there. There's no Aaron Jones. They're going to run the ball. So
Right.
we'll see what happens. But I don't think he's losing his job. McCarthy, I think it's safe. But if Wentz plays well, man, there could be some fan fan controversy.
Okay, some fan controversy. I don't know. They seem to love JJ up there, but Carson Wentz is a likable guy. He got kind of a raw deal out there in Philly, right? He was the guy that led them, as good as they were up until what the last couple of games that year they won the Super Bowl, and Carson Wentz was playing out of his mind. I submitted
There's
at that point he was definitely the best rookie of his class, but injuries caught up to him, and what are we going
That's
to
the
see
style
today?
of
We don't
play.
know.
That's the style of play. So I will say
Yeah.
this: Carson Wentz is definitely an opportunistic quarterback, man. And when he gets a chance, he's gonna try to make the most of it. And I will say that the play calling in Minnesota is what Carson wishes he had a lot earlier in his career. So
Okay, that's
I'm
fair.
curious.
That's fair. And Jake Browning, I think, is going into a. I think he's in trouble today. Threw three interceptions a week ago, pulls it out at the end, but I don't expect a lot from him in this Bengals offense, especially on the road to Minnesota. I think Tyrod Taylor for the Jets, he's in a bad position. He's got to go down to Tampa where the Buccaneers are simply on fire right now. Baker Mayfield is playing at a very elite level. I have him at number 3 on Tim's Tower this week, right behind Josh and Lamar. And I'll tell you what, Tyrod Taylor set up for failure today with the Jets. What do you think?
Dude, I think he manages the situation well. I do think he's a step behind, but I think that team finds a little bit of a spark and realizes, hey, we got a real quarterback. He does like to run and move around, but at least he's going to play quarterback. I think we see a totally different stat line. Brees Hall does well. I think they put up a fight, but they're going to lose. They're
Oh
still
yeah,
going to lose. The Jets are
oh
going
yeah.
to jet. The Jets are going to jet.
The Jets
But I
are
think
going
they
to
got a
jet. I love
leader.
that.
He's a good leader. He's a good leader. So
Okay.
that's what I'm hopeful for.
So, in my opinion, out of the 5 backups, Mac Jones is the one set up the best. He gets to play at home this afternoon. That is in the late window against the Arizona Cardinals. Very good team, the Cardinals, but Mac Jones is not missing 3 starting offensive linemen. He's not going into hostile territory. He's at home. He proved last week he's got a good grasp and understanding of this offense. So I don't. I think Mac Jones is set up for a good day today. We'll
Agreed.
see.
Agreed that he's
See how
set up
that
for a
goes.
good season. He's set up for a good
Yeah,
season.
he
It's just a
really
good
is.
setup. It's a good setup for quarterbacks there. So
Now, there's no real controversies to talk about just yet. Although Gabriel did come in for
yeah,
Joe Flacco
I would say
last week, so we'll see.
I'd bring up the Giants too. I would bring up the Giants too, man. I think it's
Well, I
a
think.
game to
Ooh,
game.
you think it's a game to game? I think Russell Wilson saved himself. If he plays well tonight against the Chiefs, win or lose, as long as he keeps playing well, I think he's bought himself at least a couple of weeks. They don't want to rush Jackson Dart. I don't think there's no reason to rush Jackson Dart. Russell Wilson can play, but don't get it twisted. The Cowboys defense, you said it off camera. Cowboys defense not that good. They don't get a good pass rush. The secondary is not very good on the back end. So to think it was crazy. And by the way, Russell Wilson historically has always played well against the Dallas Cowboys. So not shocked at what Russell Wilson
He's
did a
gonna
week.
have to, yeah, he's got to see, Spags, and we know how that can turn ugly quick. And you definitely don't want to see Jackson Dart against that type of
Right.
defensive coordinator either. So I'm curious, but it's going to be record, man. If that record gets out of hand, you're looking at a 2-7, and something down the road that's further. It might not be that. It might be
Then
no
then you
choice.
make a change. Then you make the
Yeah,
change.
yeah.
How about I'll submit this to you. There is one coach that might be in trouble, and I think he's down south in Miami. Not sure what's going on with Mike McDaniel, but he's looking rough. He looks as though he wants to be fired. Like, please, someone save me from this torture that I'm currently in. What do you take from? I know you asked a week ago. I think you said, "Is he on drugs?" He looks a little cracked out for sure.
Dude, if
He needs to
he
take a
if
nap or something.
I don't know, man. If I will say this though, if you take away week 1, if you take away week 1, the emergence of the Colts, right? What a draw. What a draw. If you
Yeah,
take that away, he's been in 2 competitive divisional games with the Bills, with the Patriots. Like it's just that week 1. I'm sorry, dude. You started out, you dug a 6-foot hole, and they're giving you time to get out of it, but now you need a win. Now you need more to get out of it. So you don't get to use. You'd be able to use the excuse. Well, it's the Bills, guys. You know, it's the Bills. Give me a break. You
Yeah.
don't get that excuse, because you still had a chance. You showed up, and it's just everywhere out there. It's everywhere in Miami right now. Everywhere.
Is he going to make it through the year? That's the question. He's the first coach to me that comes up in my mind is on the severe flaming hot seat.
They
Like,
said they said Shanahan was on the phone calling, letting them know next year you got a spot. I already bought my other man back, and I might bring him back as an OC.
oh
I don't
man,
know.
wow. All
Some of
right,
these
well,
OCs, man, some of these OCs are just not head coaches. We're seeing that a lot,
it is
and Ben
hard.
Johnson could fall into
Yeah.
that. But we're
Yep.
seeing it. We're seeing it.
It's
So
completely different role, completely different,
yeah,
set of skills needed. I've done both, and I would tell you, would I be a head coach again? Sure. But if you gave me the choice to be a head coach or an offensive coordinator, I'm taking offensive coordinator all day, every day, because that's my passion, that's my love. And sometimes it's hard when that's what you love. That's like what you're into, that's what you study, and then you're the head coach. You got to take care of everything and still have that on your plate. It's difficult.
yeah,
It is not easy. Trust me.
yeah.
I can't imagine what it's like at the NFL level. So a lot going on there. You got to be a manager, a psychologist, a therapist. There's a lot more than just football when you're the head man. And I think
Yeah,
Ben Johnson is
absolutely.
learning that right now, as you mentioned. Good old Ben Johnson in
Absolutely.
Chicago is going through it. And you got a quarterback that maybe doesn't fit your system, and you are not changing the system for the quarterback, which is the biggest mistake you can make as a coordinator, Mr. Ben Johnson. So you should look in the mirror, try to fix that, dummy down the offense if you have to. Tell Caleb where to throw the ball. Give him an A and a
Yeah,
B.
yeah.
I don't
I'm
know
with
what you
you.
have to
I'm
do.
with you. I'm with you. Touchdown to check down. You can do this. Come on, you're an offensive
Yeah,
guy. Like,
fix it.
uh, yeah,
It looks
yeah.
bad.
Use his
It
legs
looks bad.
later. It'll come later. It'll come later. Trust me.
Yes. So let's
Anyway, that's
let's
our
get
that's
into
our tip
some.
for the $1 million coach
Yeah,
that we're
our tip
telling
for
him
the
what to
million
do.
dollar coach. Yeah, Jesus, it's not that hard. It really isn't. So we've got some big games today.
Yes,
We've got a handful of games to go through. If I miss one low, tell me about it. Right, add it to the list. But
sure,
I'm going to
sure.
start with a noon slate game. This game I'm very excited to keep an eye on. It's the Rams traveling to Philly. Philly beating the Rams last year in the playoffs. The Rams a little bit beat up by the time they got to that playoff run. The Eagles were I think the only team that were like 100% healthy. When you got to the playoffs, so big advantage there. This is two teams 2-0, two different styles of offenses. One quarterback that does a lot for his team. One quarterback that I would argue does very little for his team. He's the ultimate game manager. They're in the Wildcat the whole time. It's hard. Listen, it's hard to read a defense when you squat down. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Right when you're down here and your tackles are up here and you're down here hiking the ball, you ain't seeing what's going on. You ain't seeing shit downfield. That's why he throws for 100 yards a game. Anyway, that's my interpretation. But this is a big game because the Eagles are the better team, but Matthew Stafford is the better quarterback. And it's not close. And Matthew Stafford needs this game. The Rams need this game to me. This is huge. What are you taking from this one?
I mean, are you done? Are you done? Are you
I'm done.
okay?
I'm
Are
done.
you
I'm done.
okay?
I'm done.
Okay.
I just wanted
So
to.
first of all, let me address he can see through the line, okay? I'm short myself. You don't have to be tall. You can see there's windows and areas. They run an offense that's very schematic, okay? So they know where they're going with the ball. He's already made up his mind pre-snap where the ball could go. Okay? We have to start giving Jalen Hurts credit for making the right decision early. That's
Mm,
what we're missing here.
okay.
So watch the game today, y'all, and
Good
and
decision
watch the
maker. Sure.
correct decisions that he makes.
He does make good
They're
decisions.
pre-snap. So
I
when
mean,
he
he's only
doesn't throw the
given like
ball,
one
that's
choice,
because
but he
he has
makes great
look,
decisions.
if they're run pass options, hey, the run comes first, okay? It's a run pass option.
I
He's just
understand.
following the rules.
I
But yes,
understand.
it's a big game. And I'm not arguing. I like Stafford. Stafford is the better quarterback, but he's playing the position differently. So we
Yeah.
have to look at it that way. I think
Yes.
I think I think Stafford does go in there and show that like Philly can bleed a little bit more than they've shown. He attacks them a little bit more. Their DBs in Philly are suspect. I think the receivers out there are going to have a day. I think Kyron runs the ball well. I still think Philly finds a way to win. I can't go against them until They show me that they can find. They don't know really know how to lose right now, man.
I know we'll get to that a little bit later, wins and losses, and we'll predict all the games as we go through. But yeah, I think this is a huge game. I don't think it's as big as if it would be in week 15 or 16, maybe, because
For
it is
sure.
only week 3. But a
It's a
big,
preview. It's a preview.
if the Rams could pull this off in Philly, talk about a booster, right, in confidence and feeling good about yourself. So big game for the Rams today on the road. Then we've got a little bit later game. This is an afternoon game. This was one of these teams we debated hard last week, and Denver lost last week. You
Yeah.
didn't think that was going to happen. Now
Yep.
Denver has to travel to play the Chargers. This is a game that could send Denver into a two game lose streak, and could propel the Chargers, who I think are the best team in the AFC West right now and poised to win that division. Huge early season game because it could send one team this way and one team this way. But what if it's opposite? If Denver wins, is it as catastrophic to the Chargers, even though it's at home? What do you think?
I think I think this is probably one of my favorite games I'll be tuned into. The early window is not that great, other than my Patriots, which is why I love it. I get to tune in just to that game. I'll watch the Eagles and Rams. Only have 2 games out of 6 is tough, right? But that second window, we might be in for some good ones, and it starts with that game right there, dude. The Broncos and
That's a good
Chargers.
game.
It's a win-win, or it's a lose-lose for both teams. Playing this game automatically this early is tough. It's going to
Yeah.
be tough. If the Chargers put it on the Broncos early, like this is one of the ones where you got to exert more energy. Both these teams had a tougher week of practice. They had tougher in everything they did, right? And it's going to show in today's game. So I think we have a nice little shootout. I think Chargers show that, well, Herbert shows that he's that guy still. He's the leader. He's what you're seeing this year is true. But I think the Broncos defense does pop his bubble a little bit. He faces some adversity.
Oh,
So yeah, Bo Nix is going to give us what Bo Nix is big doing. I think it's Denver's defense that needs to shape up. Yes, the turnovers need to come down on Bo, but he did this last year, and he did it in games like this where your defense is shaky. He does. You don't want Bo Nix trying to play hero ball, because that man will throw on a cape and try. Okay,
yeah.
he will not
Yeah.
shy away from the moments. He will try to make it happen. Kind of like Herbert early in his career. So I'm curious. This is one of the better QB matchups for sure today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was a lot of fun last week, that Denver game a week ago. But yeah, I look for the Chargers. This could be a breakout game for them. Hard to say that they're just going to run away with it because it's divisional. Those games are always tougher. But Justin Herbert seems to have arrived, and I am here for it. Been waiting for this. Love the Jim Harbaugh effect that we're seeing there. Here's another game we go to. Let's go out to Chicago. Why?
Yeah,
Because the Chicago Bears are going to host the Dallas Cowboys this afternoon. I was supposed to go to that game, and I respectively declined. That's just a tough game for me to go to, Bears Cowboys. So I will watch that here at home this afternoon. That is a late window game. This is a game where the Dallas Cowboys on paper should be able to win this. It's also a game where Caleb Williams essentially might be fighting for his job. There's a lot of whispers, and they're becoming louder than whispers for Taylor Badgett to take over that position. What's going on in Chicago, man? Is this a make or break game for Caleb Williams against my Cowboys?
I don't think so. We've seen the stat line though. We've seen the stat lines, and they're not that bad. Okay. When you break down the film, watch football, yes, Caleb is not playing good football. But stat wise, not that terrible. He's not turning the ball over as much. He's just not capitalizing on situations. And that's growing pains. So Chicago fans can yell all they want. He's facing an inconsistent, if I'll say inconsistent to be nice, but a bad
Okay.
defense in Dallas. I think that he shows up a little bit better today, and people kind of silence those critics. But I think Dak has a day. Hate to say it, I think Dak has a day through the air. So more to that to
Ooh.
come later if you want a sneak peek on that. And
Ooh.
that's coming from me here. So yeah.
Wow. Dak
Yeah, I'm
has a
not big
day.
on that. I
I don't
think he
know
has a
that
day,
that Chicago defense is better than you might be giving them credit for. And I'll tell you
which
what,
is
Caleb
why he
Williams,
has a day.
what Caleb should have done was he should have called Russell Wilson, because the Cowboys defense is a career saver, obviously, if you ask
You
Russell.
didn't need to
So,
call. You didn't need to call.
just watch the
It was
film.
on that.
Just,
You can
just,
just
just watch.
watch the film. Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
No one throws a deep ball like Russell
So
Wilson
there
does.
you go. It should be a Caleb Williams has a nice, when he does it. Let's just say that he does like to tone it down. But
He's just so erratic.
hey, let's just see another shootout. I'll take another
Yeah.
shootout quarterback wise. But I tell you what, Dak's going to show. that defense. He's gonna pop their bubble a little bit too. I love the way the NFL is looking right now because film has mattered. Okay, film has mattered.
All
You can
right.
clearly see it. So
All right. Well, Dak's going to be
yeah.
under
Hey,
fire all week. I'll say that.
there's another game in that window that I don't know if you'll be tuning into, but the Cardinals are 2-0, and so are the 49ers. So, and they're traveling to San Francisco.
That is a late game window. That's not a game that I'll be necessarily paying attention to because I really want to watch Cowboys Bears and I really want to watch Denver take on the Broncos. Uh, San Francisco's kind of periphery, mainly because Mac Jones is there. I haven't gotten a chance to watch Kyler this year either, though. It hasn't lined up. I've watched a little bit,
He's
enough to
I
know that he's balling right now.
You
That
would be
that
proud.
is going to be a fun game. That is going to be a
You
fun
would
game to
be
watch.
proud. He is not doing the whole scramble around like he does. He's playing the position well. He's getting up and
Yeah.
out of there, running when he wants to run. But I want to see them get tested. I don't feel like they've been truly tested yet. And I think in San Francisco, he's gonna have to show up to play, you know.
That'll be a good
So
game to figure out
it'll
who
be a
these
good
2
one.
teams are, and Cardinals defense is what's really gotten improved, on that
Yes.
football team. So Mac Jones could take a step back today, but I think knowing the timing of the offense, having a good understanding, I think that they'll still have success. Could be a shootout. We don't know. Could be a great
Yep.
game. How about this one? And this is tough for Detroit because Lamar Jackson simply doesn't lose versus NFC teams. But this is a rematch of a year ago. Detroit traveling to Baltimore after that 5 touchdown performance a week ago. All the while, Lamar Jackson having a 4 touchdown performance. This is a huge game. This is we've been saying this for a couple of years, potential Super Bowl matchup. We thought it was last year. It could be again this year. This is a really fun game to tune into. Yes, I mean, you got to be looking forward to this one a little bit.
Absolutely, dude.
This
Nine
is Monday
nine
night, so it
touchdowns.
stands alone.
9 touchdowns. Yeah, 9 touchdowns last week combined between these two quarterbacks. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be
man,
looking at
let's
I
go.
need to tune into some of these over and unders on combined touchdowns because there's got to be at least 5. You know, at this point that'd be safe. It's only half of what they got last week. So, we'll see
Right.
what happens. I hope the defenses both don't just decide to step up today. I want it to be definitely a shootout to see who's going to, cuz that's what it's about with these two types of teams, right? Not a defensive type game. I want to see who can turn it on, who can score last minute, who's going to have a moment. Is it going to be Goff? It's going to be Lamar. I'm sure we'll talk about that. I would bet that that it comes from this game, dude. I think it comes from this game. Someone's going to have a moment.
Well, listen, I think the Bears defense was set up for failure last year or last week. I think that game for Detroit was personal. I think that the Bears weren't ready to compete yet. The defense really played a good first half, but then got exploited in the second. They got tired. I think that's been the problem. The first 2 weeks with the Bears defense, they get tired in the second half. Why? Because Caleb and that offense can't stay on the field. I don't think that's who the Detroit Lions are necessarily. I think this is a game where the Ravens might put the foot on the throat and
Ooh,
make a name for themselves throughout the league. Taking that loss to Buffalo early kind of hurt them, right? The hype has been kind of slowed down on the Ravens, and I think, I think, I think Monday night they're going to put back on the stage and let everybody know, oh, we're the Baltimore Ravens still. We're here. We're here. They have a
Detroit
much
said
better
that
defense
last
than
week, bro.
Chicago.
But Detroit did that last week, you
They
know? Said
did,
we're
but
here, we're back after
it was
that
the
terrible, terrible.
Bears. And they were
Uh,
going for touchdowns late in the game. They were running up the score. It was personal.
fair
It was
enough,
personal
fair
for Dan
enough,
Campbell.
fair
This is
enough.
a little bit different. And, I think how it goes. Those personal games sometimes hit different than, traveling across to go see Lamar Jackson, who you never beat, because
This is
I think
true.
he has like a 95% win rate against the NFC because they just don't see a guy like that in their division or
Absolutely.
in their conference, right? So it's different. You can't simulate that speed. Here's one of the
For sure.
biggest games of the day, sir. Don't pick a winner yet, but we got to talk about this setup. The New York Giants. Hey,
Yep.
crazy that we're going to talk about 2 winless teams right now, but the New York Giants host the Kansas City Chiefs tonight, Sunday Night Football. Kind of a dog game, just looking on paper, looking at the records. But this is a game that we are watching because of the Kansas City Chiefs. Does tonight sink or the Chiefs, or does it help propel them should they get a win to get back into this thing? They're 0-2, man, and they haven't looked good. They lost to the
Uh,
Fish Push a week ago. They could have beat the Eagles. Kelsey drops the big touchdown or the big pass right towards the end of the game that allows Philly to get the ball back and go down and win. I am nervous for the Chiefs tonight. Something's missing, man.
oh,
It's like It's I mean, you down to your star receivers,
Well,
bro.
I
It's like
can
you got
tell
the
you what's
chocolate cake
missing. Yeah, yeah, I can tell you.
without the frosting. Like, what is
We know what's
happening in
missing. We know
Kansas
what's
City?
missing. Rice is missing. Worthy's missing. It shakes up the offense. Now you have Hollywood trying to play a number one receiver. I'm so grateful they
He's
didn't let him
not.
do that. Right. They
Yeah,
subbed in Thornton, but Thornton's just they're deep ball threats. These are all deep ball threats, guys. So that's a lot of pressure on Kelsey to have everything underneath. He's got to rise up though. I don't care. You're a Hall of Famer, bro. Catch the ball, get in the end zone. Everything changes. Now we're here again, and I think this is a personal game. I feel bad for the Giants because you're coming off the competitive game last week. You're at home. Everything's gonna be good. Neighbors is ready to roll. Yeah, good luck. You're gonna get doubled. You're gonna get bracketed. You're gonna get hit all night. And I hate to say it, but Patrick Mahomes is last week. I don't know if y'all watched what I saw, but Patrick did a lot of things by himself. He
yeah,
ran. He
yeah.
threw. It's only gonna get worse.
He's
And when I say
trying.
worse, it's only he's going to keep trying and keep trying. So the competitive nature's there. I think he needs to use his receivers a little bit more, which he did. Thornton found the end zone. Like, what are we talking about? This guy was cut from the Patriots practice squad. Like, and now he's catching touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, Patrick, get it together. Do what you got to do today. I don't feel bad for them. Score, run it up, ball out in New York. And I think the Chiefs do get the win, but they're frustrated, man. This win doesn't do much for them. All it does is prevent the damage from, stop the bleeding. Okay, stop the bleeding
Okay.
that's going on
All right.
with the Chiefs right now.
All right. Well, you picked the winner. You picked the Chiefs. I see. Okay.
Absolutely, I was going
All
to.
right. All right. Now listen, we're into segment 3, which is our quarterback deep dive. Unfortunately, we've already deep dived into Caleb Williams, Russell Wilson, and Carson Wentz, but there's one guy we haven't deep dove about, which translates into your game today. The Steelers are going to New England to play the Patriots. Aaron Rodgers, we've seen in 2 weeks, Green Bay Aaron Rodgers and New York Jet Aaron Rodgers. What Aaron Rodgers are we getting today? What should we expect from Aaron Rodgers today?
What do you want here, man?
Who
What do
is
you want?
he?
You're
I
putting me
want to
on
know
the
who he
spot.
is.
Aaron Rodgers is just fine, okay? Aaron Rodgers is just fine. He falls somewhere in the middle of that. He's definitely not no Green Bay. He's definitely not week one Steelers. He's not going to get 4 touchdowns every week, y'all. Let's be real, okay? But he's definitely not what we saw. I don't throw away that version, the Jet version of Aaron Rodgers, okay? He didn't play terrible when he was a Jet. It was just like too much noise going on. So I want all that noise to come back today, obviously. But I think it's gonna be a defensive game. He's not facing some chump defense. We're good. Yes, Gonzalez is still out, but Aaron Rodgers is gonna show up today. I think he throws for two. I think he gets maybe one or two. Two is the high end. I would say he does get at least one. It's hard to stop Aaron from getting one. But our defense is nothing to slouch on. We got two of the top five, I think, sack leaders on that defensive line. We I think lead the league in sacks. Could be wrong. If not, we're top two, top three. So yeah, they're coming. And Aaron's not mobile. Offensive line's not great out there, but their defense is good. This is more Drake May. So I know he's not on there, but I talk about Drake May every week a little bit with my other peers. And Drake May has to continue to show what he's doing and could solidify himself as a top 10 quarterback this week. Look
Uh,
at it.
I feel like this game is one of those games you turn it on. You've just eaten a big thing of nachos for lunch, and you just kind of sit back and you end up falling asleep, and you wake up to Aaron Rodgers throws his third touchdown pass, with 40 seconds left in the game, and the Patriots are sad. I don't know. I just got the
That's
feeling this
very
is like
hopeful.
and they win like 17-13 or something like that, like along those lines. I don't think this is going to be a fun game to watch at
I just
all.
get two vibes from these two teams right now. Steelers, it's like, what are we? It's very quiet. They got that nostalgic black Steeler vibe going on. And we don't. We have like kids at the candy store. This is a new freaking team with a new leader who's scoring kickoff returns down the sideline. Drake May is doing his thing. Like, nah, it's two different teams. And I think one is stabilizing and one's climbing. Okay.
All right,
And y'all can say
all
what
right,
you want, but yeah, Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers might struggle, but he's still Aaron Rodgers.
he's still Aaron Rodgers. That Steeler defense doesn't look great either, but I want to be fair,
That's
especially after
still the
what we saw
Steeler
the Jets
defense.
did to
See,
them, and the Jets
they're
are
just
terrible.
they're just a Steeler team. Like they're just still the Steelers, and
They're still the Steelers.
it's still the Steelers, bro. The
Okay,
defense is still going to show up. Mike Tomlin, until Tomlin gets plucked from that, there's always going to be that little Steeler DNA going on there.
there you
So
go. Okay, All right. Are you ready for your fantasy picks, or are we going to go through game picks first? Last week you made me switch it up. Now you got to tell me
I,
what to do because we're down
let's
to the
see.
final
Let's
two.
see.
We're,
I
we're
mean, I
almost
got
to
him.
game
I
time.
got him. I got him. I
All
got
right.
him.
Well, let's do it then. Let's do it.
Let's
We
do
are
it.
in segment 4. This is the fantasy segment from our fantasy guru Low. If you're not following him on Fourth and Low on TikTok, you are doing it wrong because he's going live. He's giving you nuggets throughout the week and all of his hot takes. Go.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it
I
real
just
quick,
set you
y'all.
up.
Stardoms. You let it right into it, man. Our stardoms this week. Your boy Dak Prescott. Okay, I said it earlier. I hinted at it. Stardom. He's
I'm
facing a
going to do that.
Chicago defense that's allowed big passing numbers all year. I'm doing this fantasy wise because the ceiling is high. The ceiling for Dak Prescott is very high. All right. Let's also let me give you one more who's just a personal favorite. Start
Okay.
Drake May. Start Drake
Well,
May. He's consistent.
okay.
3 touchdowns, one on the ground last week, and 2 in the air. No interceptions. He's consistent. If you need a backup, if you need someone to plug in, I would and you don't want to take a risk on your handcuff, right? Oh, McDaniels is out. I don't really like Mariota. Scoop up Drake May. Guaranteed he's available. He's available in like 60% of leagues. So
Okay.
should be a good one there. All right. Now let's jump into because the stardom is simple. Okay. That's my stardom. I don't have a lot of them this week. Go with who you got. It's
Ooh.
not waiver wires on quarterbacks, but Dak Prescott, start him. If you're betting, he's cheap to buy right now too. If you're a betting man on fantasy, all right. So Siddums, man, Siddums. I don't know if y'all are ready for this. Y'all might get a little upset at me, things like that. Um, I am sitting Mac Jones this week. Everyone's high on
That's
Mac.
fair. That's
He's high
fair.
on Mac from last week. A reason I'm telling y'all to sit him is because there's film now. They know what Mac likes to do, doesn't like to do. They get rid of the ball quick. But you said it earlier. That defense is a streaming defense right now. Arizona Cardinals was the most picked up defense last week in fantasy football, I believe. And it's for a reason. They're going to do what they need to do. I definitely would sit the 49er quarterback. And your other guy, um, Tyrod. Sorry, you got to sit Tyrod. Tyrod's
Oh
got
yeah,
to
I'm
sit
with you,
today.
Tyrod.
Sit him because of the Bucks. The Bucks, it's not a good situation for Tyrod fantasy wise. So those are my sit-ems and then my sleepers. I'll let you go first, Tim. Give me your sleepers today for
All
quarterbacks
right.
in NFL Week 3.
And I'm going to say I don't know how this guy is a sleeper, uh,
Okay.
especially today with the competition that he will be playing against. First home game of the season for this individual, who also leads the league in touchdown passes since playing with the Buccaneers, and it's one Baker Mayfield. I have a Baker Mayfield Cleveland Brown jersey that I almost wore today, but it's Browns. I didn't want people to get the wrong idea. It's a Baker jersey. I'm here for Baker. I'm here for the Baker show at noon. That's the game that I'm excited to watch because of him. And I think he's a surefire starter. He's sure to have at least 250 in the air, 3 touchdowns. I look for Baker Mayfield to go off today. First game
Absolutely,
at
man.
home.
Absolutely. It's not a sleeper. It is a sleeper because he's not on my stardom. So you made him a sleeper, right? On here, he's our sleeper because you have other quarterbacks that I would say start over Baker. But if you need one and if you got Baker, there's no reason why you shouldn't be starting him. You know what I
I
mean?
would start him.
So my sleeper's a good one, man. I'm pretty high on this one. I actually am making the start with him, and it's your boy Carson Wentz. I think he's going to
Oh
do
my
very,
goodness.
very well today, fantasy wise. He's gonna there's volume to throw the ball. I think he's got some probably the best receivers he's had, if you want to argue it.
Ever.
Uh,
Yep.
Best receivers he's ever had. Best offensive coordinator he's had calling the plays. Best head coach. You could run all the way up to the lines. I don't know about best running back. Not sure who's run the ball for him previously, but Jordan Mason's going to get a lot of volume too. So yeah, Carson Wentz is my sleeper today. He's getting a start in Minnesota. Traditionally, quarterbacks do well. If Carson Wentz isn't better than Sam Darnold in your eyes, then don't start him. But I think he is better than Sam Darnold. So we're going to see what that
Mm,
looks like. So
yeah.
yeah,
All right.
that's my cute
Allergy.
quarterback starters and cinems today. So
There
yep,
we go. Let's go. It's going to be a fun day. Hopefully, you can make some money out there off of Lowe's
absolutely.
stars and
Let us
situms, and
know.
maybe even off
Let
Baker
us know.
Mayfield. Let us know. Let us know. We like our cut. Make sure once again to follow Low at Fourth and Low on TikTok. You can follow me at Tim Jitsu on TikTok, and then also to be sure to subscribe to our page if you are watching and have not. Be sure to get all those alerts because we send out stuff throughout the week. Now let's get into our rapid fire picks because we are just about 45 minutes away from kickoff. So our early games: Atlanta traveling to Carolina We've got Michael Penix playing Make a Wish. It's the Atlanta Falcons 1-1, Carolina 0-2. I'll let you go first, and I'll piggyback on the back end. Who do you got?
Man, I got Falcons handling business. Falcons handling
Yeah,
business. Away
I do
game,
too.
handle business. Yep.
That defense is really, really good. I think that Carolina's offense is in for a very long day today from what we've
Carolina has
seen.
been fun to freaking watch though, so it definitely might be something to tune in.
It could be. It could be an interesting game there at noon. Here's another early game. Green Bay. This is an interesting one that we didn't really talk about. This Green Bay defense looks to be tops in the league, and then you've got Jordan Love playing at a good level. Cleveland's been struggling. Obviously, they haven't won a game yet. Green Bay at Cleveland here at noon.
Let's go with the upset, man. I'm taking the Browns. Flacco likes this classic defense. This is what he sees: throw pressure, get rid of the ball quick. I think the Browns show up and steal one here. Miles Garrett outperforms Micah for sure.
Wow. Okay. Miles Garrett could have a good game. I don't suspect him to outperform Micah in that Packer defense. I think Joe Flacco could be carried off the field today, unfortunately.
Oh,
I hope not, but I mean, he can't move, and Micah's not slowing down, and neither is the rest of that Packer defense. I look for the Packers to get a big win today. I think they need it because they're not as good as they're playing, and we're talking about the defense. They're still not getting that respect that they think that they deserve. I think this would be a big win to go on the road, even though it's in the Browns. Could be the last time we see Joe Flacco this year, though. The reins could be handed over sometime in that second half due to
Flacco's gonna
injury
stand
or poor
tall.
performance. Stand tall,
Flacco's
buddy.
standing tall.
It could be a long day for you. I feel bad for the senior citizen quarterback today. All right, Houston Texans at 0-2, which I'm surprised to say that. They go to Jacksonville, who has a 1-1 record. Of course, they got Travis Hunter, who hasn't really done a whole bunch yet. We were waiting for him to have a breakout game one way or the other. But who do you have? Houston visits Jacksonville, big divisional matchup.
Yeah, Texans go 0-3, man. Texans go 0-3. I like what
Ooh.
Jaguars got over there. They're running the ball very well. That's why Hunter hasn't had to do too much. He's playing a lot of defense and he's played both sides of the ball, so that's enough for me. Touchdown, it'll come. He's celebrating. He's a leader over there. He's all over the field. Literally sideline as well, yapping, cheering. He's still the same energetic player. So T-Law gets the win and Texans go 0-3, man.
Wow. Well, I think the Texans have won that division 2 years in a row. They come in 0-2, and it's time for them to turn it up. I think they know if they don't, their season could be looking
Yeah.
towards next year. I think this is a big game for the Houston Texans. I think they go on the road and they get a big W today.
Mm.
Uh, Cincinnati Bengal. We have the backup bowl. Jake Browning and the 2-0 Bengals come into the 1-1 Minnesota Vikings and Carson Wentz. Wow, this is actually a fun game to watch, even though it's two backups. Who do you got?
Dude, all the weapons on the field on both sides of the ball is crazy. I would love to be either one of these quarterbacks. They're stepping in offensive,
Right?
like wonderful situations. So I think it lives up to it. They're not putting up no 38 to 40 numbers like we would see probably from a Joe Burrow, but I think they somewhere in the middle of the pack. It's a decent game, and I think the Vikings pull it out.
Yeah, I think both defenses are terrible. I think the Vikings are just a tad better. I say terrible. Cincinnati's defense is really bad. Minnesota's defense is probably about average. I think
It's
that's the
shaky.
difference.
It's just shaky. The
Yeah,
Vikings, they're so inconsistent on defense.
they could
Inconsistent.
be. I think it could be a game though where the defenses matter. Jake Browning will turn the ball over. Carson Wentz most likely will not. I think that's a big difference as well today. The Vikings get a big win here at home with Carson Wentz, but it does not change the trajectory of JJ McCarthy. So get that out of your mind. All right, Pittsburgh 1-1. A-Rod, another senior citizen quarterback coming into your domain, the New England Patriots, also at 1-1. This is a game where New England needs to pat on their chest and beat the mighty Steelers. Who do you got today? I know who you got. I don't even know why I'm
Oh
asking.
yeah, yeah. Patriots, man. Two scores on the back
Okay,
of Drake May.
okay. I've got Pittsburgh coming in and getting a
Oh,
big win today
we are
after
off
taking it on the
today.
chin
We
a
are
week
off.
ago.
We are
I love
opposite
it.
today on
Let's go. Let's
everything, man.
battle.
Everything.
Yes,
Oh,
I see Pittsburgh
jeez.
coming in big win today. All right, this is a hard game. This is a hard game. Uh, L.A. Rams 2-0 going into Philly 2-0. Two playoff teams, two teams that played in the playoffs a year ago. Man, who do you got in this one? This is a tough one for
Uh,
me.
man, yeah, it is tough. So I'm gonna have to like cheat and be like, look, I think that Philly wins this, but I'm rooting so hard for the Rams. I want the Rams to go in there, and I want Matt Stafford to play football like we know he can,
Mm,
and just show them that you have to pass the ball. That's really the situation here too. Jalen Hurts does not have yards because he hasn't been in. They lead in games, so they don't
right.
really. They can still dictate the game. Put it on them early. I want to see a 14-3 jump by the Rams, and then the Eagles can show what they can. And if they win that way, great. Show that you can throw the ball to shut Tim up, Jalen, and
Mm,
let's do that.
Boy, if the Rams jump out to a 14-3 lead, the game is over. You can cancel it. The Rams have won the game. You could tell the future. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think this Eagles defense is stout. It's hard to win in Philly regardless. I think this is a game that is going to be fairly low scoring, like the Eagles like it. I look for like 20-17 type of situation with a tush
Mm.
push at the end. Philly probably going to pull this off and go to 3-0. Jalen Hurts will have 103 yards passing, 70 yards rushing. Saquon Barkley will have 120 yards rushing, and AJ Brown's going to be reading an encyclopedia on the sidelines. So that's where we are in today's game with the Rams and the Eagles at noon. All right, here's another fun. There's a lot of fun noon games. I'm sorry. Here's another fun one. And I say it's fun because I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. The New York Jets, 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 travel south just a couple hours to go play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who do you got?
Bucks, man. What are we talking about here? The Buccaneers are
Okay.
going to win, and Jets are going to jet. I'll leave it at that. Jets are going to jet.
I struggled with this one, trying to
Oh
figure out
no!
if the Buccaneers were going to win by a little or a whole lot. I think the
If
Buccaneers
Baker
are going to win
Mayfield was
by a
gonna,
whole lot.
if yeah,
I
if
think
Baker was
Baker's
gonna
going to go
finish the game or
crazy.
not, that's it.
No,
Yeah.
Baker's going to go nuts today. It's the home opener. They are loving him down there. He's got two comeback
He
from
sits
behind
the
victories.
fourth. He sits the fourth today. He
Oh
sits the
wow,
fourth
I don't know
quarter.
about that.
Yep,
That's
sits
asking
the
a lot.
fourth.
Well, I don't suspect a Brady moment coming from him this afternoon. Don't suspect he'll need one. I think that they will go crazy at home. I played this game on Madden just so you guys know last night, and the Jets were no match for me. Of course, I was playing on the pro level, so
Oh
say what you
wow.
want. Don't make fun of me. I'm terrible at that game. Anyway, Indianapolis travels to Tennessee. This might be one of the more intriguing games we didn't talk about. You've got the 2-0 Danny Dimes, Indianapolis Colts going into Tennessee. That team has struggled. Cam Ward, the rookie, still looking for his first win there in Tennessee. Go. Just, just
No, it's not a game I'm watching. The Colts run away with it, easy win. They run the ball way too well. This is just trajectory of two different seasons right now. So they got to cross pass again. I don't care if this is divisional. Colts are going to win. It's not a trap game. I would have to see if we're talking about this game after this moment. Cam Ward did something crazy.
Okay. Yep. Yep. I like Cam Ward. He made a very ill-advised throw a week ago for a touchdown. We give
Oh,
him credit for the touchdown, but oh my goodness, that's hope he doesn't live like that in the NFL because we'll see a little bit of early Josh Allen. We'll see a lot of interceptions. That was crazy when he threw it. Crazy arm strength, but yeah, this could be a game that Tennessee says, you know what, we are a real legitimate football team. We have a real franchise quarterback. We get our first win. The Colts are frauds. I don't see that happening though, because
no.
the Colts defense is good and the Colts are running the ball with Jonathan Taylor extremely well, which is making life easier for Daniel Jones. He did cool off a little bit last week, but I still expect the team that hasn't punted yet may still not punt today and go in and have a big
Yeah.
win in
Yeah.
Tennessee. That'd be nuts. All right, the Las Vegas Raiders. We're still at noon. Can you believe how many games? I'm going to have two TVs on, by
Yeah.
the way, with
For
two
sure.
four squares going from room to room because there's just too much going on today. The Las
Yeah, look,
Vegas Raiders. I see you. The Las Vegas
had to
Raiders
had to get the iPads out.
with Geno Smith, who's not been playing well, go to Washington, who's playing with a backup quarterback because Jaden Daniels is out today. I don't think we mentioned. Did we mention the backup quarterback for the Washington Redskins playing today,
Yep.
as opposed to? Okay, we did great. So, Las Vegas in Washington, Geno Smith not playing great. Who do you got with a backup quarterback for the Washington Commanders?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Mariota
that's
steps in
Mariota.
there. Mariota steps in there just fine, but he's not Jaden Daniels. The Raiders have figured out, I think, in my opinion, what type of scheme they want to run because we've seen two different ones. But the second half of last week, I thought they looked okay. They're still kind of figuring it out. They got to run the ball. They played, tough teams in my opinion. So I got the Raiders winning.
You know what? Washington hasn't looked great this year. If this was a later window game, I might give the edge to the Redskins or to the Redskins. Listen to me, to the Commanders, just for that reason. If it was back in DC, I might give the advantage to Washington just for that reason. But no, this is a rematch of the 1983 Super Bowl where Marcus Allen. You probably maybe have seen the play on NFL Network, but he's running to the right. He pirouettes back to the left, takes off down the sideline for a touchdown. I watched that Super Bowl in my parents' living room or in my parents' bedroom on their TV while they were remodeling their bathroom. Yeah, I have that kind of memory. I remember where I've been for every single Super Bowl I've ever watched. The Raiders are going to come in and get a big win today in Washington. I think you're right. Geno Smith has a breakout game today. Washington has not looked like the same Washington that I expected to win the division. So I got the Raiders winning on the road today. And I think
Yeah.
that could be a fun game to watch because I hate Washington. So I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Go Raiders. Let's go. Black hole, baby. Woo! Let's go Raiders. All right. I think I made some people happy there. Lester, shout out to Lester who watches our show. He's a big Raider fan.
Yeah. Raider
Shout out
fan.
to D Fields, who's a big Raider fan. So let's go Raiders. All right. We talked about this game earlier. This is a big game. This is in the 3 o'clock window. It's the first game of the 3 o'clock window, 3:05. Denver traveling to LA. Not a long trip, but they're playing there at SoFi against the Chargers. This is a huge game. 1-0 Denver, who dropped last week, comes in to play the Chargers. Who do you got today?
Man, you let me down last week, so I think the Chargers pull this one out, man. I want there to be a fight, and I don't get me twisted. Broncos definitely can beat the Chargers, okay? But I think the Chargers
Mhm.
pull it out today. Herbert's
Yeah,
just
heavyweight
he's
fight.
on fire, man. I think he's
You,
going to be an on fire segment next week, man.
yeah,
Herbert,
yeah.
tune in.
Yeah, Herbert's going to stay there. I think this is a heavyweight fight. Bo Nix, been playing, pretty good. He's been making some mistakes. He's going to give you that. He's a little bit Brett Favre-ish, right? He's kind of a
Yep.
gunslinger. But I look for the Chargers and Herbert. They're running the ball well. By the way, have you seen Omario Hampton and the things that he's been doing? I keep ding, ding, ding in
He
his bell. We talked about him
he
on
needs a
Tuesday a
ding
little
ding
bit.
ding. He fumbles a lot. I looked at some of his film when you said that. He has a fumbling issue. Look to
Okay,
that. Look
well,
to that. Look for that to be exploited.
oh, well, we'll see. I look for the Chargers to get a big win today in the 3 o'clock window. Another game in the 3 o'clock window that I absolutely won't turn on at all unless there's a Brady moment going on in the fourth quarter. The New Orleans Saints traveling to Seattle. God, this is just I want to go to sleep game. Who do you got?
Uh Man, I think Seattle takes this. I think Darnold has a decent enough game to show, okay, I'm a starting quarterback. He's learning his receivers out there, and the Saints just can't figure it out right now. But please throw the ball to Kamara. Thank you.
I got you with that. I got Seattle winning this game. Probably, like I said, super low scoring, even maybe just a sleeper of a game. If you're stuck watching this and this is the only game that you have to watch
I
today,
feel sorry for you.
I feel sorry for you. Maybe go out and do something else because this game's not really worth the time. It's the
Call
toilet
me,
bowl,
call
the
me
game
for a
of the day.
login.
There you
Call me
go.
for some type of login, man. Jeez, please don't let this the only the
It's
only game that you're watching.
Oh God, it's a toilet bowl. All right, 3:25. Now we're getting into a little bit of the later time. This is going to be a fun one to watch. Neither team is necessarily tearing it up right now, although the Cowboys had a barn burner a week ago. But the Cowboys traveling to Chicago to play the Chicago Bears, a team that is reeling right now, and a quarterback that is possibly fighting for his career to stay in Chicago. What do you got today, Dallas and Chicago?
Man, I told you, I think Dak has a day. I'm sticking with it. It's rare. It's rare that I ever say this, man. I'm telling you, you won't hear me say this often. It's just this feeling, man. I'm actually gonna bet on it as well. I'm taking his yards that are over. Man, I'm Dak has a day in Chicago, passing yards wise. I hope it leads to touchdowns. Cowboys win this, and Chicago starts questioning their head coach. So, yep.
Okay. Well, historically, when we've seen the Cowboys pull off a big win or Dak play exceptionally well, which I wouldn't say he played exceptionally well last week, but he did enough to get the big win there. They usually get you feeling good. And you're feeling, oh, yeah, the Cowboys are here. They're back. and then
Oh
the next week
no. Am I
they let you
wait,
down.
am I falling into the cowboy effect real quick? Is that
I
what's
mean, I'm
going
I-
on?
I'm here. Dak's gonna have a great day. Start him in fantasy. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, yeah,
Here's what
but
I think.
Dak, not the Cowboys,
I
just Dak.
understand. I understand. But here's one thing you're not taking account. This Bears defense hasn't got beaten in either game until the second half, and it's because the Bears offense hasn't stayed on the field. This week, they play a defense that allows your offense to stay on the field. I suspect today, Caleb Williams comes out and has the type of day that makes you feel like he could stay in Chicago for a few years. I'm saying I don't know that that's real because I think the Cowboys defense is just that terrible. I think the Bears are going to come in and surprise you today. They're going to keep the defense off the field as much as possible. They're going to be able to sustain drives against this porous Cowboy defense. They're going to run the ball. They're going to throw some short to intermediate passes early. Get Caleb in a groove. Don't forget now, Caleb has been great on opening drives of the game. They've scored on the opening drive of the game both times this year. I expect the Bears today to get an upset victory against the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh.
Wow, that hurt to say a
It's
little
because
bit.
you're a
It also kind
it's
of
because
felt good.
that's
I don't know.
yeah, I bet it did. I was just about to say it sounds like there was some personal gain there.
A little bit. We'll see. All right, we got to get through. We've got a couple games left to talk about. Arizona, we talked about this at length earlier. They travel to San Francisco today. The Mac Jones show. Kyler Murray, defense from Cardinals have definitely risen up. They've got a great corner from Michigan. Who do you got in this one?
Make it short and sweet, man. Arizona's hopeful, but I think the 49ers hold up.
Oh,
I think they hold up. I think they
okay.
hold up. So stats are
Okay.
going to be opposite in this game. I think the 49ers play ugly, but Kyler's going to have to it's Kyler game. It's a Kyler game. The defense of the Cardinals going to do what they need to do. If Kyler can't handle the defense for the 49ers, could be tough.
I got the girl. God, I was so excited to say it and I messed it up. I've got the
Yeah, you
Arizona
were.
Cardinals going into San
There you
Francisco
go.
today and breaking Brandon Newey's heart. I've got the Cardinals going
Yep.
3 and
Yep.
0, and they are competing for the AFC West. I think it's going to come down, or NFC West. It's going to come down between them and the Rams. I think I said that in preseason. Boy, I look for the Cardinals to come in and get a big road win today and prove that they are a playoff caliber team this year. They have to win on the road to do it. San Francisco also 2-0, but I think the Cinderella shoe falls off of Mac Jones today, and the Cardinals get a
Ooh,
big win. The
he just
Cardinals get
put
a
it
big win.
on.
Let's go. Doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. He's
He-
trying to force it in there. Doesn't quite fit. All
Uh,
right, let's go. Sorry, Brandon. Shout out to you, my friend. We're gonna have him on the show here soon when his schedule opens up. He's been trying to figure out a way to get on. He's been loving our show, by the way,
I'm
Lo.
sure he's itching. I'm
Wanted
sure
you to
he's
know.
itching.
He's
I'm
itching.
sure
He's
he's
itching to get
itching.
on here, especially with the 49ers are 2-0. After today, he may not want to come on the show. We'll see. All right.
Yeah.
This is a crazy game to me. I can't believe that I'm actually excited to watch two 0-2 teams play tonight, waiting all day for Sunday night. Kansas City travels to New York to play the Giants. Who do you got?
Kansas City.
You got Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. And they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't know what that's going to do for the Chiefs in the long run for this year, but they could miss the playoffs should they lose tonight.
Oh my God.
They could miss the
It,
playoffs should they lose tonight. And I expect the Giants to pull off an upset victory
so
this season.
look, man, I'm listening to
Upset
I gotta
Sunday,
hearken.
baby.
I'm listening to your words here, and I will say this: your math is mathing. The Chiefs look tired. They look sleepy. But when you go to Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, it gets like that. But
It
guess where
does.
they're traveling? They're traveling to the city that never sleeps. So
Oh,
they don't
so
have
they're
the
going to wake
option
up.
to sleep.
Wake up.
No, they can't
Oh,
go to sleep. You
they
got to
can't
be
go to sleep.
awake. They're going to
Okay.
stay awake. Okay. They're awake. They're going to be there. The lights are bright. They're in New York. They're not in boring Kansas City. Kansas City's gotten boring to them. That's what it is. They're bored.
They're
It's
bored.
Borohead. It's
Okay.
Borohead.
I have a question. Last time I was at MetLife Stadium, I saw the Jets play the Chiefs, and one Taylor Swift was in the stadium. Will she be in the stadium this evening?
It's New York. This isn't just
New York,
Carolina.
New York,
Oh,
New York.
so I don't know. She's promoting a new album. I'm sure that's about Travis Kelsey. So let's
Right.
see. Let's see.
I
So
feel
yeah.
bad for Travis when things go sideways. I hope they don't, Travis. Please don't ever divorce Taylor Swift because there'll be like 3 albums that come out about you immediately. Please don't break this woman's heart. Golly, I'm not here for that. Okay, last game tomorrow night. We kind of touched on it earlier. I think it's a really fun game to watch. Could be a Super Bowl preview. Detroit travels to Baltimore. Lamar Jackson doesn't lose to NFC teams. Who do you got?
Yeah, man, I got there. The home is what did it for me. If this game's in Detroit, I would take Lions. I'm sorry, it's in Baltimore. Lions don't exert too much energy on this one because it's so early. I think they think it's a little bit of a they might lose. I think Detroit's thinking they might lose today. That's what I'm getting.
Hmm. Well,
Detroit's thinking
it's
that, and
tomorrow.
that's not a way to go into the game. Well, tomorrow, sorry,
I mean, they
tomorrow.
might be thinking that
Uh,
today for tomorrow.
if they're thinking it today, then just don't get on the plane, okay? Like, but the
Oh,
Ravens win. Lamar's Lamar. Derrick Henry gets off this fumbling train that he's got going on. I think it's a good game for Baltimore's offense.
okay.
Defense.
That's
Let's
fair.
let's just see what happens. So yeah,
That's
yeah, good
fair.
game for Baltimore's offense. Yeah, Ravens win.
Yeah. Okay. Ravens win. Yeah. I think karma comes for Detroit this week. You little bitches running
Ouch.
up the score against the Chicago Bears. And tonight, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel every ounce of what it feels like to take a physical beating from that offense. And then Lamar's going to go crazy. He's going to tear that secondary up like he did a week ago. I look for the Ravens to have a big win tomorrow night and put a stamp and let everybody know that it's not just about the Bills. It's not just about the Chargers. In the words of Angel Reese, it's about us too. It's about us too. People are watching for us too. But unlike Angel Reese, it's actually true.
20 minutes, man.
Yeah, let's go.
Most
Get
of
your
the game's around next
nachos,
20 minutes.
get your
Yeah.
soft pretzels, get your chips, get your beer, get your whiskey, whatever it is. If you're going to, twist up a little bit, whatever you got to do what you got to do because it's
Hey,
Sunday. It's game day.
Sunday.
All right, we'll be back with you. Football.com for pushing us out each and every week. Thank you so much for that. Shout out to all you QB Huddlers subscribers. Shout out to Brandon Franklin from New Era Media. Shout out to Mark Watson, who works with us on our social media. Shout out to Sean Twix Edwards, who works with us on our apparel by the way low. We've got some new shirts coming. They're in the mail to me right now, some pullovers. So I'll be
Lovely.
wearing those. We will see you all Tuesday at what time do we go on? We go on at noon Central Time. So we will see you Tuesday, noon Central Time, to break
Hey,
down
Tim,
everything that we saw today. Yes.
I got one more thing for you. One more
You got
shout
one
out.
more thing, one more
We've
shot.
been looking around. We've been looking around, going to bars here and there. Well, here in McKinney, I want to give them a little sneak shout out just for hearing me out and talking the other day. So last night I got me some food delivered. Going
Oh,
again today. I had to prep for some food.
okay.
Tailgaters here in McKinney. Shout out to them.
Tailgaters.
Hopefully we can
Okay.
work together with them. They got a bar, they got outside, shoot some pool in there. It's a cool little spot, not as big as we would like, but you never know. So look forward to them. Look forward to talking more with them.
All right. Well, if you're out in McKinney today, stop by Tailgaters, get you some food. I'm going to have some burgers, some pizza, some nachos, some wings. I'm going to do it all today. It's going to be a great day. Lo, let's get up out of here so we can go watch kickoff. What do you say? All
Yeah,
right.
man,
Till
let's go.
Tuesday, folks. Keep those chains moving. We'll see you. Let's go.